Shalom. Call Halam La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Haracha'a Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Just the brother Zion Amawan coming at you with another lesson. To feed the lambs through the Holy Spirit. Haracha'a Kodash. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. And in this lesson, we are going to get into the MO to the T to the B, okay? Because this is one of the last two prophecies, all right, before we see our Lord Yahweh Shai, okay? We got World War III and we got the MOTB under a cashless society. And as you're going to watch, this is a video that was shared in the group chat. Elder Rapah from the Birmingham church, he stumbled across this video and he posted in the group chat, and I'm going to show you Akim, okay, of Grapho, okay, because there's going to be a point in time where the MO to the T to the B, and we all should know what that is at this point, that it's going to be implemented as far as on a mandatory level. And you're going to need to be scanned to get into certain businesses. You're going to probably have to scan to use your cell phone, to pay bills, utilities, rent, whatever. Okay? You're even going to need it to possibly start your vehicle, man. You're going to need it to clock in to work. Okay? And there's I believe it was a Eve. It was like a Jake Eve that went into this. It was an airport. And she says that they've been doing it for 3 years, man. So that's goes back to Esau's plan of gradualism and convenience. Okay, making it convenient to where you don't have to have, a wallet or anything of that nature. All you need is that, MOTB, man. You can just go in and pick up stuff, walk out, and your account get charged. Okay, all of that is under the umbrella of the CBDC. All right, the central bank digital currency. And you got banks upon banks upon banks closing. I believe it was 200 banks that closed like last week. So this current monetary system is in fact coming to a close to where they can do that great reset, okay, and start a new digital infrastructure where this digital ID, okay, this MOTB is going to be necessary to participate in this current society. All right. But there's also a consequence, so to speak, if you take this thing. So let's get to the video and we'll get to a couple scriptures.
Okay, this is a new experience for me, y'all. I'm at Midway Airport at Hudson Nonstop. They got this thing where you put your card in here, you shop, and then you just walk out. And you know why? Because it charges you. These sensors pick up. So at first I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so insert credit card. Get ready. Get set. Remove card and go. Oh my God. So it let me in. And now all I do is shop. And it's going to charge my card. Oh my gosh. And they said they've been doing this for about 3 years. So I'm going to come back after I figure out what I'm going to buy and let you know how I'm going to come back when I walk out. Okay, This is a new experience for me, y'all. I'm at Midway Airport at Hudson Nonstop. They got this thing where you put your card in here, you shop, and then you just walk out. And you know why? Because it charges you. These sensors pick up. So at first I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so insert credit card. Get ready. Get set. Remove card and go. Oh my God. So it let me in. And now all I do is shop. And it's going to charge my card. Oh my gosh. And they said they've been doing this for about 3 years. So I'm going to come back after I figure out what I'm going to buy. And let you know how I'm gonna come back when I walk out.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, as you can see from the video, okay, she inserted a chip inside of her card, okay, because you know that all of the, it's like the credit cards have a little chip, to where she can go inside of this barrier to where she can shop. There's no cash registers, there's no cashiers. Everything is done from you, okay? And this is going to evolve into the C-hip, okay? All of this is going to evolve to where you're going to get a grain of rice inside of your hand, man, okay? To where you're not going to use a phone or a card anymore. You're going to use your hand or elbow, wherever the hell you want that thing. You're going to be able, that scanner is going to be able to pick it up to where you can be able to, go in and shop in places. Okay, that was why Bill Gates saying that you won't be able to participate in society. That's why they're trying to take the truth off of the internet to where people will be out of the know, to where they can just follow along with as little bite back as possible. Because mind you, they want you to just go along with it, even though there is going to be resistance, but they want the minimal resistance possible. Okay, but people is waking up. Israelites is waking up left and right throughout the four corners of the earth, all day, every day, around the clock. Israelites is waking up to who they are, whether they are part of the hopeful elect or whether they get marked. Okay, at the end of the day, this truth is being prophesied on the four corners of the earth, throughout the earth, and that's when the end shall come, man. Okay, and we're here. The MO to the T to the B is here. This digital infrastructure is here. It's set up. It's ready to go. They just telling you when you can't use money no more. And they're going to gradually do that. Okay, to the point where there's a possibility you might have to turn in your Federal Reserve notes. Otherwise, it might be a felony or something. There's nothing new under the sun. Just like on March 1st, 1933. When they ended the gold and silver standard, where you had to turn in all your gold and all your silver, otherwise you was going to go to jail. You was going to get prison time and a hefty fine on top, just to use a Federal Reserve note. And they might bring that back to where you got to turn in your Federal Reserve notes, and you got to get this thing, man. Everything is digital now. Okay, we are using the digital infrastructure right now. You got the Cash Apps, you got the Venmos, you got, what else they got? There's a lot of, Western Unions and all of this stuff. We already using the digital infrastructure right now, but it's going to be to a point where You got to put that under your skin, and that's where we draw the line at. Okay, so let's read this again. Revelation 13:16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. That's everybody. Everybody is going to be faced with this hour of temptation, man. Okay, because you're not going to be able to participate in society, you know, and that's the spirit. You're not going to be able to participate in society. You're not going to be able to go into these stores. You're not going to be able to buy groceries. You're not going to be able to, you know, pay pay for living expenses and, you know, other responsibilities. You're going to be excommunicated out of so-called society if you don't get this thing. But look, man, that's okay because we got Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shema Shah said we gonna eat in that day, man. Yahweh Shema Shah said that we gonna laugh at the famine. Yahweh Shema Shah said we gonna have abundance. So we got Yahweh Shema Shah, okay? But all the people that take this hip, you are really showing your allegiance. You are showing your allegiance to this current beast system, okay? All right? That's the spirit again, man. Call all y'all Bashim Shah. Free and bind to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So let's get this word mark, okay? Because, you know, there's some confusion around Israel. You know, they always say that this mark is spiritual, and it ain't. You better know your marks. It's two different marks. You got one, and, you know, the Lord willing, we'll get it. You got one that's physical and you got one that's spiritual. But this MOTB, mark of the beast, is in fact physical. Let's get Mark.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Right. Charagma, a stamp. All right. This is mark. It's charagma in the Greek, which is a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamp on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. You see, that means that you're going to pick a side. You're going to choose what side you want to be on through this physical mark. Do you want to eat chips and McDonald's, or do you want to worship Yahweh Shema Shah, man? The mark branded upon horses, thing carved. You hear that? Is that spiritual or physical? Thing carved. Sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. You hear that? So again, is this charagma or charagma if you can't say charagma? It's charagma if you can't say it. But is this charagma, is it physical or spiritual? From what we just read in the Strong's definitions and in the blue letter, this is a physical mark, man. Okay? You're not going to need a surgery. Okay? Because you got some jakes that said, so you telling me it's going to be 1 billion surgeries? No, it ain't going to be no surgery. The only thing they going to do is have a needle, your hand or wherever you want it, a gauze, and a Band-Aid. That's it. And they on to the next. All of it going to be disposable. It's going to come in a pack. They're going to peel open that pack. You going to be on one corner of the table and he going to be on the other corner of the table. Where you want this at? Left hand, right hand, elbow, big toe, where? A lot of people going to get it in their hand because that's the most common place. Some people might want it in their arm. Shit, I don't know. But if you get it, the Lord going to smoke you out. But, I'm just trying to paint a picture here. Okay? And once they inject that inside of you, they going to do what? Put a gauze on it, slap a Band-Aid on it. That's it. Next. And they move on to the next one. You're not finna go through a whole surgical procedure where they gotta put you under and got scalpels and all that. They ain't about to do all that. They trying to do billions of people. And Yahweh Shema Shah gonna put a monkey wrench in that. Yahweh Shema Shah gonna put a monkey wrench in all of the efforts of Esau Edom. Okay? They're not gonna see hip the whole world like what they think they gonna do. You know? That's just the pride of that devil. He think he can just see hip everybody. No, man, the Lord not finna let that happen, man. So let's go to the root word of Charagma.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
Right. A pale or stake, a palisade or rampart, pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. Okay? The root word is what? Sharpened to a point. You hear that? Akin through the idea of scratching. You hear that? So what is that talking about? Sharpened to a point. That is going to be the instrument that they're going to use to load up the MOTB to where they can push it under the skin. It's going to be a big needle, okay, with a wide enough hole at the bottom to where they can inject the grain of rice under the skin. Okay? This is simple. Okay? That's why the scriptures say that his ways are simple unto the wise, but a stumbling block unto the wicked. You know? See, everybody that can't see that this MOTB is physical, it's because they're comfortable with this society. You know, they like going to, Panda Express and shit. They like all of that. They like this current system. They like it for real. That's why they're trying to find every reason to stay away. It's either the Lord ain't dealing with them, which 9 times out of 10 is that, or they just trying to find a way, to make Babylon they rest, man. And this ain't your rest. We're serving a prison sentence, okay, to where we can get the fuck out of here. So this palisade is, this stake is going to be sharpened as to a point. Okay, it's going to be sharpened to a point, man. All right, and they're gonna break the skin with this thing. Okay, and they're gonna inject the grain of rice. And let's go to the root word of that, which is what?
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Right. To write with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment paper, or other material. To write with reference to the contents of writing. To express in written characters. To commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. So what would that be? Let's put on our spiritual glasses. What would that be? What would that be? That will be your information. Things, let's read it again. To express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Your driver's license, your name, first and last, even your middle name, your credit card information, your bank information, your criminal history, your medical information. All right. Your passports. Everything about you is going to be programmed inside of this MO to the T to the B. Okay? And through gradualism and convenience, you are seeing Grapho right there. Because all her information is on her credit card or debit card. Everything is on there. And she used that information to go inside and pay for stuff. To where when she walk out of it, it ain't like she stole it, because there's sensors and cameras, okay, probably with AI technology that that priced it to her. So if you don't have an MO to the T to the B, it might be sirens that go off. You know how like when a person steals something from Walmart, they walk past those little white little wall little barrier things, and then the siren will go off through the store like somebody stole something. It might be like that. That if you don't have no MO to the T to the B, the scanner cannot pick you up in the system, to where shit man, the doors might lock in there, man. The doors might lock, and that and a damn gate might go down over the door or something. Who knows, man? All I know is that if you ain't got that MO to the T to the B, you not shopping nowhere. But the Lord said we'll be all right in that day. The Lord said we gonna have abundance, so we ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay, so this MO to the T to the B is in fact physical. Okay, and it's gonna be under a cashless society. Point been made. Now, let's go to Revelation 14. So now let's see how the Most High feel about it, because it all matters on how the Lord feel about it, right? So now we already established that the MO to the T to the B, that Charagma, that one of the marks, all right, and Lord willing we get that other mark too, which is a spiritual mark, okay, to decipher between the two. But this Charagma is physical, okay. So let's see how our Lord feel about this Charagma. All right, and when you go right here on the title, it says doom for the worshipers of the beast. And doom means righteous judgment. Okay. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, that's NATO in the EU, and his image, which is the revised Roman Empire. See, people would think it's Caesarea Borgia. No, it's the revised Roman Empire that we currently living under today. Okay. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So let's go to Mark and let's see if it's spiritual or physical. This is why the elder apostles tell us to look up words. You see, it's that same Charagma.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
A stamp, an imprinted mark, mark of the mark stamp on the forehead on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And let's go back to the root. What is that?
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
Right, in the root word, sharpened to a point. Let's come on now.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Okay, so this talking about that physical mark. Okay, to commit in definition to the B definition, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. You see? So as you can see, okay, it's talking about this physical mark. Revelation 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand. It didn't specify which hand. It don't matter. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, to his righteous anger, to his righteous judgment. And he shall be tormented, you hear that? With fire and brimstone, all right? That's that thermonuclear fire. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahweh Shai. You see that? So there's a consequence, like I spoke about earlier, that if you take this MO to the T to the B, there's a hefty consequence you're going to have to pay. And that's you being a burnt offering, okay? Point blank, period. You can't get around it. So let's go to Job. No, let's go to Ezekiel first. Let's see what this, let's go to Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry. Salakia, for the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So let's see if this is physical or spiritual. Let's see. See, these other camps, they lazy. What's this word? Let's look up Mark. Let me go back. We got Mark right here. Let's go to it.
Strong's H 8420. Tav. Tav.
Tav. Tav. Which in the Paleo Hebrew is Thawah. Say it again. Thawah. 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 Which actually means what? Mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. See, this is the spiritual mark. That if you don't have the mark of Thawah, okay, then you're gonna die. It ain't no way around it. Exemption from judgment. This is that spiritual mark. Okay, the Thawah. Okay, that if you have that Thawah, you will be in the secret place of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Okay, let's get that. Psalms 91 and verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You see? And that will be that Thawah, because you will have shelter. You will have that protective presence from Yahweh Ba'Shema Shai spiritually, to the point where you will be amongst the judgment. You will be in the midst of it, but it's not going to touch you because you got the mark of Thawah. You got that exemption from that judgment. But the exemption from that judgment, it has to be given to you from the foundations of the earth, meaning that you basically got to be the elect. Okay, it's really simple. I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. You see, Thawah. Okay, that Thawah, that exemption from judgment. Okay, you ain't gonna get hit with a missile. You ain't gonna get thermonuclear fire. Some of us might have to give up our life for this truth. But the Lord said it'll go well with you in the day of your death, man. Once Sirach 1 and 13. Whoso feareth the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, it shall go well with him at the last. You hear that? And he shall find favor in the day of his death. Simple. So some of us might have to lay our lives down for this truth, like I can get right here. But the Lord gonna make it go well with you in your death. Like you ain't gonna feel it, you know? Right here, Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones that they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. That Charagma. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. Okay, that's that first dominion. Okay, that's gonna get brought back. That's gonna get risen up first. Spoken about in First Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse going on down, man. That the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. But some of us might have to lay our lives down because we don't take the MOTB. We not going we're not gonna bow to Baal, like in the ancient world, man. They might cut our heads off. You know what I'm saying? It might be me. I might have to give my life up, man. You see? Somebody else might have to get their life up. Who knows? But being mortared and being destroyed is two completely different things. Okay? Being mortared, in fact, is an honor to Yahweh Shema Shai. It's an honor to be martyred for this truth. Okay? So that is the difference. You got a physical MOTB and you got a spiritual MOTB. The physical MOTB, no, Salakia. Let me back up. You have a physical MOTB and you have the mark of Thawah. The Thawah is exemption from judgment. Okay? Let me go ahead and refrain that. Thawah is the exemption of judgment. Salaki, I was talking too fast. And you have the MOTB, which is a physical mark, which is the Charagma. So you got Thawah, Charagma. Thawah, Charagma. Thawah is the exemption from judgment, which is a spiritual mark that we just broke down. And you have the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, which is a physical mark. And that's in the Greek as what? Charagma. Okay, so it's simple and plain. All right. So let's go to Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. All right. So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. You see? Yahweh Shema Shai is going to frustrate the efforts and the plans of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, starting with these elite bankers. Okay? He is going to put a monkey wrench, so to speak, in their efforts to where they're not going to perform what? Their enterprise. And that is to enslave the entire world under their rulership, under their system for generations after generations after generations to come. The Lord said, what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's how you know that this Edomite rulership, this is the end. They are the end. There isn't going to be another dynasty that's going to come up and rise up from the ashes after the missiles hit of a heathen nation. No, it's going to be Jacob. because he's what? The beginning of it that followeth, man. And we'll close out with that. We got 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham to Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of the world, and who is ruling now? The Edomites. So this is how you know that this current rulership is coming to an end. It's coming to an abrupt um uh um end. Okay, an abrupt close. Okay, the age of the Edomites. All right, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so we gonna be ruling again, but for eternity. Okay, so don't take the MOTB, because this devil, he ain't gonna be ruling. This devil, Esau Edom, okay, the self-proclaimed white man started with these elite bankers. They are going into slavery. All right, they're going into captivity for all of the atrocities that they have committed, and then you are gonna follow after them by taking a Charagma. You're gonna get hit with a missile. All right, it's not written for these devils to prevail. It's not written for these devils to enslave the whole earth. The Lord is gonna put that to an abrupt clause, to an abrupt halt. So, Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying and to the point. I want to give infinite honors, glories, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Haracha'a Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well, and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. We on the next one. Abaratazah. Shalom.
Okay, this is a new experience for me, y'all. I'm at Midway Airport at Hudson Nonstop. They got this thing where you put your card in here, you shop, and then you just walk out. And you know why? Because it charges you. These sensors pick up. So at first I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Okay, so insert credit card. Get ready. Get set. Remove card and go. Oh my God. So it let me in. And now all I do is shop. And it's going to charge my card. Oh my gosh. And they said they've been doing this for about 3 years. So I'm going to come back after I figure out what I'm going to buy and let you know how I'm going to come back when I walk out.